I'm excited.
Hi.
I want to see this.
I know you do. I'm kind of nervous.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I'm excited.
All right, let's go take a look-see. Hey, what's up, Lite Brite Nation? As you can see, I have the shop to myself. Honestly, it's kind of a weird feeling because I love having Chris by my side and teaching me all the really cool things we do in the shop here. And Kevin and Brittany have been out of town for a while. I'm definitely looking forward to them being home because I know it's always nice for them to catch a break and be home. All three of them are out of town right now, and I told Chris that I wanted to take this time to practice welding and, you know, just get the time in to become better. I'm still fairly new at this, so I asked him if there was, you know, some scrap steel laying around or something that I could work on while they were gone. And turns out there was a project here waiting for me. So our good friends Next Venture sent me several pieces that they had cut out, and this is going to end up being our new welding table. And this is pretty exciting because this is like super heavy steel, 1/4 inch thick. Super excited. It looks really cool, and it really is the perfect thing for me to do today to practice welding. I just want to get better at this, and that's what I'm going to spend the most of the day doing. So let's get to it. Okay, guys. First and foremost, you always need to make sure that you have a clean surface. So if you don't have a clean surface, you're not gonna have a good weld. It's not gonna be strong, it's probably gonna splatter all over the place, and you're not gonna be happy with it in the end. Even though all these materials came in raw, they do have quite a bit of rust dust on them, so I'm going to spend some time cleaning those up. All right, so before I get any further, I wanted to show you guys that some of these pieces are extremely rusty, which means that while you are sanding, all of that rust dust just comes up into the air, which is not good for your lungs. And if you're like me, I do get really bad allergies. So I'm taking the safety precautions, and I'm going to put on this respirator that Miller sent me. So that way, I won't get any rust dust in my system here. And I can carry on safely. Phew, it's hot wearing all this gear, but I guarantee I will sleep way better tonight. So thank you, Miller, for sending this to me. I greatly appreciate it. Look at how clean and pretty. So we are completely rust-free, clean surface on all of the pieces I'm about to weld. This table kind of reminds me of an adult puzzle, basically. All of these pieces match perfectly up with the base, and then you build up from it. Right now, I'm gonna go ahead and put the majority of it together so I can tack it in, make sure it's where it needs to be before we start welding. All right, for the most part, this is assembled. I did notice that some of the steel is kind of bowed. So like if I put the ends together, the inside isn't completely seated where it needs to be. So when it comes time to weld these outside pieces, I'm gonna start from the inside and make my way out and also apply pressure. That way, each of these little notches here are placed where they need to be. Woohoo! I finally get to use the Multimatic 220. This is Miller. And the reason I like this so much is because it's really easy to set up. We take this guy. He basically measures the thickness of what you're working with. So we're at 1/4. And then you come to this guy. Then we need to change that to 1/4. But see, when I changed it, it went ahead and it changed the other settings automatically for me. So that's kind of nice because I'm definitely not educated on all of that yet. We have to have a good ground, and because this is all metal, anywhere is fine. Now that we have the right settings on the Miller and we have good ground, it's time to start tacking and welding. Yes, this is a welding happy dance. If you had a Miller, you would know how much fun this is. So. Okay, quick game plan before I get started tacking. I took off these outside pieces because they're solid pieces, and anywhere basically the skeleton meets that solid outside piece, it's gonna be really hard to weld. At least here, there's like holes and stuff, so you can maneuver the welder, around so that you can get to where you need to weld. And also, I'm going to be starting from the inside, making my way out, because if you were to weld from the outside going in, you would be leaning over pieces that you've already welded, and those pieces are gonna be really hot. So it's just kind of a safety precaution to just weld from the inside coming out. All right, so the bottoms are all tacked up, and I did use these guys. They're magnetic. They also stand up 90 degrees, so that way I knew that the pieces were straight up and down. It also helped from these just not moving on me as I was tacking. Up next, putting the side pieces back on just to get the placement perfect. And then I'm going to weld the tops of all of these. And then I will take the sides back off and weld all of the skeleton up. I think this turned out pretty good. I did clamp it together just for that extra stability for when I do go to tack the tops. And I might honestly just leave it there for when I weld too, because it doesn't hurt. These are gonna be this is gonna be the last piece that I'm gonna do, so I might as well leave it up. Okay, so now that I have the tops tacked and the bottoms tacked, I can start welding now. This is where most of the practice is gonna come in for me. Definitely gonna be welding in the small sections because I want to save wire. Because I'm sure some of you guys are like, well, why wouldn't you just weld all the way up? That's gonna be a lot of heat, and I just kinda wanna save wire, so just gonna do small sections. You guys get what I'm trying to do here. All right, so I did get a lot of this welded up already, but I'm gonna let it cool off just a little bit before I continue on with it, and then I'll show you guys afterwards. Thank you so much for watching this far. I am going to go ahead and stop the process of this project and wait until Chris gets back. And that is because I just want him to be a part of some of it. That way he can tell me what I could have done better or how I could have done it better. I'm super appreciative of when people want to help me, but that doesn't mean I want him to do the welding for me, because I definitely want to do it. I just want him to oversee, so that way I'm getting the most out of my practice, right? So he will be back in a couple days and then we will carry on. Guess who's back?
I'm excited.
Hi.
I want to see this.
I know you do. I'm kind of nervous.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I'm excited.
All right, let's go take a look-see.
Okay. Look at those. Wow. Pro over here.
I don't know about that, but
That looks freaking awesome. Look at those guys. They're really, really good. No undercut, no nothing.
so I had to do something new during this, which hopefully it's acceptable. But like my first couple of welds were really ugly because I could not get the gun down low enough and have like the correct angle. So what I had to do,
You rolled it upside down?
I sure did. So I would stick my arm through here, and that way I could get it all the way down.
Yep. It's all about being uncomfortably comfortable. You can weld left-handed, right-handed, upside down. You could weld with your pinky and use the trigger instead of this way and use the... The thing looks great. Look at these. Oh. Look at that. Look at these. They're pretty awesome. Look at that. Look how clean. Look how clean. Superb job. Look at that. I can see that from here. It doesn't flex on the table. It's not curled up. It's laying flat. Sweet. That is awesome. You did a great job. Now we just got to put the outsides on. And then the plates that go here, and then make the legs. Sweet.
Do I have your approval?
Oh, yeah. You don't need my approval. She's a pro.
I am not a pro.
She's coming along real quick.
I think I said 500 times in this video that I'm learning. Very new to this.
You're doing a fabulous job, an amazing job.
Up next, I'm just gonna weld the bottoms right here on each side. There's like a key there, yeah. So just gonna weld over that.
I'm gonna let her go because she's doing an amazing job and she don't need my help. Of course you don't need my help. I got some errands to run. I'm gonna get out of her hair so she can finish this up real quick. I'll be back in a little bit.
Not quite sure how I got grime all over my face, but I guess I must have touched my face with my fingers or something. But anyhow, I just finished welding the little pieces along the bottom. I don't know that I would recommend climbing on the table, but like Chris said, a lot of times with welding, it's not always that comfortable. It's not always like convenient. Just want to let you guys know that I was super aware of where the table was and was trying to be as safe as possible about doing it. But it really did help because it gave me that leverage and angle to make a better bead. So I think I did good. I'll show you guys. All right, there's the little beads. Well, that's all that I did. Real quick, I'm going to tack down these plates. They're on each corner and the legs will connect to them. got the legs all cleaned up in the spots I'm gonna be welding in. And they are now ready for the base to be welded together. These holes are gonna be at the bottom, so I have to be mindful of that. And then this plate will go on the other end. So yeah, we'll get these finished up. All of those are welded in. Just got to do the top pieces, and then we will bolt them to the tabletop. Chris is going out to get us some wheels to put on it. So hopefully the plan is to have this on the ground today. Woohoo! All welded in. I'm not crying, you're crying. This is the last piece I have left to weld. It's like an extension to this table. It's the perfect size for a vise, so I believe that's what we're using it for. And it'll bolt right into this. Once Chris gets back with the wheels, we're going to assemble it, get it on the ground, and then we'll be able to show you guys the final product. Woohoo! Can't wait. Not left-handed, let's see how this goes.
She got it. Swivelly boys with locks. Locking hardware. Ta-da!
It's finished, guys!
It's done. And on wheels.
It is on wheels.
Sick. There you have it.
Woohoo! I'm so glad you're rested up from your trip, Chris.
Oh, thanks. It was I was up for like 2 days straight, but I had to come in and check out these welds that she laid down on this thing because she did a great job.
Thank you.
Shout out to Next Venture for even sending us this table, which should be available pretty soon on their website. So keep checking in on that. Mm-hmm. They'll have a couple of sizes available that I know of, and you'll have the ability to get these extra add-ons like the vise table, the vise extension. I don't know what else he's got up his sleeve, but he's got a couple of cool projects lined up for this thing, I'm sure.
So awesome to practice welding. Like, this is a great piece to practice welding.
And when you're done with it, you have an awesome piece to use. So these perfs here, you can put clamps in so that you can clamp down material, or you can make your own, which I'll show you that probably in an upcoming video, because we're probably going to use the heck out of this table because I love it already.
And the wheels, he went to go get locally and they didn't have them, so we had to order them online. Yeah, so, but they came in a couple days, so they're on there.
Here it is.
As always.
Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe and share. And remember, you can get all your Lite Brite merch and decals at
LiteBriteStudios.com.
Till next time.
Bye. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Come over here. We'll just start from the top. You just say as always.
You're supposed to say.
You're supposed to. Oh, I'm sorry. I was waiting for the shout out to Next Venture. Okay. All right. You always say this part.
I know.
And it's kind of one of those things. You're right, I know.
And shit, I totally forgot where we were gonna go from there.
But it's, not just
Oh, okay. Never mind. Yeah, right.
all of your
No, you
Oh,
remember.
I messed it up.